Here, naval officers working with McDonnell engineers view a mock-up of the first F-18 Hornet. Made of wood rather than production materials, this model gives a good indication of what naval crews might expect of the real thing. As a bonus for the program, Mac Air had on hand the YF-17 prototypes. These were regularly flown, giving service and company pilots an opportunity to experience flight characteristics similar to, if less advanced than, those of the new aircraft, itself still yet to be put together on the St. Louis production line. One thing the Navy insisted on in the reborn Northrop design was a vastly more robust undercarriage to take the devastating effect of bringing tons of high-tech to a sudden stop on a moving carrier deck in a matter of feet. Here, the totally modified forward section, with McDonnell's wings, both produced at St. Louis, are brought together in preparation for mating with the fuselage, manufactured in California and flown in on an Air Force freighter. Each section is completely assembled as a module or plane set. Although McDonnell refined the plane so that the Navy would adopt it, clearly Northrop had played a major role in the aircraft's production. The similarity of the F-18 to the basic Cobra design leaves little doubt about how well thought out the F-17 actually was. Pipes, wires and joints from California are perfectly matched to their partners produced in Missouri, all coming together in a superb fighter aircraft that was to fill at least two Navy needs. The first of the 20 pre-production F-18s rolls out of the McDonnell Douglas production plant. Service representatives and other dignitaries mingle, examining the born-again fighter design, truly a phoenix from the ashes, that it is hoped will satisfy the needs of the Navy and the Marines, both in a fighter and attack versions. Taking to the air for the first time, the F-18 handled perfectly. Here, the heavily reinforced undergear, a vastly more substantial component than that needed by its F-17 forebear, is lowered. Before any fighter can go into service, the pre-production models are put to and beyond their limits. Each one of the 20 pre-production aircraft will be given a specific role in which to examine the ways of the Hornet. The maneuverability of some aircraft will be tested at high speed. Others will be dedicated to testing weapon carrying and release, and another to the difficult and demanding task of spin testing. In actual fact, the Hornet had excellent tendencies in the spin situation, and control was easily regained. The modern fighter pilot has the assistance of computer advice on a visual display to tell him what to do in disorienting situations. Another of the initial 20 found itself in the hands of the Air Force, where, looking quite bedraggled and sorry for itself, it was subjected to bad weather conditions in an artificial environment. Extreme cold and extreme heat would be applied to the aircraft to check for the slightest flaw in the design. Back in naval hands, one of the test F-18s, all of which were identified by blue or red markings on the wingtips and nose section, was subjected to carrier landing and takeoff procedures on a land base. Landings similar to those which would be required on a carrier are experienced. The most dramatic phenomena can be seen in this test series. Catapult takeoffs and high angle of descent landings put the prototype F-18s through their paces. In heavy crosswinds, the computer-controlled surfaces struggle to keep tons of high-tech travelling in a straight line. On the 30th of October 1979, the first F-18 carrier landings were made, with Lieutenant Commander Dick Richards at the controls. Prototype number 3 was to be subjected to continual testing in a sea environment, with constant takeoffs and landings, touch and goes.